Welcome to State Scoop TV. I'm Jake Williams. I'm here with Morgan Reed. He's the Chief Information Officer for the state of Arizona. Morgan, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So Morgan, we are at the NASCIO Midyear Conference here in Crystal City, Virginia. At a time like this, let's talk about priorities. What are your main priorities and focuses for the year ahead, and how have they changed over the last year?
They changed quite a bit. We've had some stakeholder input, not only from our agency customers, but also from the governor's office. We now have 5 big enterprise initiatives that we have full executive sponsorship on. Those are enterprising cybersecurity, so we're taking the 13 controls that we identified to reduce 94% of the cyber risk. We're implementing those across all the agencies. We were 10% through when we started. We're up to 50% through as of last report, and we're aiming to be 100% by the end of the fiscal year, so that's exciting. Yeah. We're also enterprising email. We've done a bake-off between the big two. Governor's office is going to decide what email platform we move to, because right now Arizona has 30 email systems that we know of. Yeah. We're going to be on one, which will really help with collaboration, sharing documents, et cetera.
Sure.
We've authored our cloud first strategy. It's not cloud only, it's cloud first. We're going to be looking at cloud solutions, third party, managed, hosted, not on-prem. But for whatever can't go to the cloud, we have a new state data center that's opening up July 1st, and for all servers that are purchased after that date, we'll put them in the new state data center. We're actively working right now on migration plans to figure out who can go in first and what the complexities are around that. The governor has a big drive for online services. He wants to move more citizen-facing transactions online, so we're gearing up for that. When we surveyed the agencies, the 3 biggest barriers were electronic payments, secure submissions, and e-signatures, and we actually have solutions for all 3. So it's just matching up the haves and the have-nots, and helping them get to better. And the last one is paperless. We're trying to move a lot more to electronic workflows, approvals, et cetera. Have it to where from the time the citizen inputs the request, incident, permit, application, everybody throughout that life cycle can touch it electronically, and then they can deliver the solution electronically. Wow. We actually are doing some agency consolidations right now, and one agency said in order to move, they needed 5,000 square feet for their people and 10,000 square feet for their paper. We said that's probably not the best idea, so we're going to figure out how to move those documents into the cloud and enable business to happen faster.
Wow. So when we talk about all those kind of big projects, I mean, you just outlaid an entire massive amount of projects.
Yep.
How do you plan and vision for those processes? What about that enterprise visioning strategy, and how do you plan and execute on those projects going forward?
So when I got to the state about 1.5 years ago, it felt like the enterprise focus was lacking. We were responsive to customers, and the agency had said we have a need, and we had fulfilled it. But what we didn't do is look, kind of zoom out and look across the state and figure out if it's best interest of the state. So, for example, we had 5 different solutions for multiple technology platforms in the state. So what we did is we said the next thing we do has to be big enough and good enough that it could be the only state solution. So we've actually brought our agency customers to the table. We had an e-licensing project recently where 5 agencies wanted to go out and do 5 different solutions. We brought them into DOA. We actually went out and said, sit down with us, have a seat at the table, and help select the new next generation e-licensing platform. We actually got a platform that we awarded recently that would have been $4 million had we bought it. We got it for less than $1 million. So that's kind of the power of enterprising, and our agencies are going to be rolling that out, where we're not going to have to build the intake form 5 different times. We can build it once. It can have multiple sections that we can toggle on and off, and then scale it out for other agencies as they have needs, because we probably have 10 or 20 solutions in the state. Going forward, now that we have a standard, we can get people onto those standards. And we're taking that same approach, whether it's the state data center, whether it's the paperless system, whether it's the email system. Let's not solve these things multiple times. The vendors love it when we do that, because they can get multiple contracts, multiple agencies. Right. And even on our email solutions, we have 60 different price tags for the same email systems. We're going and leveraging on behalf of 30,000 users in the state and saying, this is the price, no matter if you're 5 users, 500 or 5,000, leveraging those economies of scale.
Wow. And so, all of those projects that you just mentioned, kind of the theme behind them is collaboration.
Right.
So tell me a little bit more about that collaboration process. How are you bringing stakeholders to the table, and what are some of the challenges that come with that collaboration?
Initially, when we started on this project, especially the cyber one, we've been doing that the longest, there was a lot of agency pushback. They didn't understand, they didn't know why. They said, well, we have a solution, why do we need to do the new one? And in some cases, they were able to get quotes for, let's just say, $70 a seat on their own. Through those economies of scale and efficiencies, we were able to get it down to $15. So what we said is, if you have something that's just as good as what the statewide standard is and it's cheaper, we'll let you keep it. Heck, we might adopt it for other agencies. But if you have something that isn't as good, let's get to better. And if you have something that is as good, let's make sure you can get it for cheaper and reinvest that money in your agency. So what the approach we've taken recently is we've created executive steering committees. We're actually inviting the customers to the table so they can have a seat and see what is the next solution that we're going to select, make sure their agency needs are met, and then when we say this is standard, they're bought in, they've helped make that decision, and their agency's needs can be represented. So we're taking that approach across the 5 major initiatives and encouraging more agency adoption and collaboration, like you said.
That's exciting. Excited to see how that all that stuff shakes out. Morgan,
Me too.
thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate it. For more about what Morgan Reed is up to in the state of Arizona, check out statescoop.com. Again, I'm Jake Williams, the Manager of Strategic Initiatives for StateScoop, here with Morgan Reed, CIO of Arizona. Thanks for watching.